And welcome back, YouTube. So this will be the second part in this recording session, which I think makes this the 9th part in this series. Coming back in on round 57. So, we have a demand to have recon on 1,636 hexes. That's only a measly 92 more than we have, so I'll accept that demand. That's quite plausible as we begin a rapid expansion. Staff Council, Secret Service Council, Interior Council. Those would probably be the three I'd pick from right now. These are getting decently cheap, so it's probably time to go ahead and pick one of these. So let's go ahead and take the... Actually, based on our last one, it might be good to take the Secret Service. Because that'll help us get the recon up. We are going to favor research right now. We've got a bunch of things to research that are good. They want a donation.
Yes, sir.
We have the money, so we'll give it to them. I'm going to back down off of the blackmail right now. Not going to accept that blackmail. Paid you enough for the moment. You can deal without your subsidies for a while. Our metals are critically low, but we should finish the Industry 1, which is the big expensive metal thing. Hopefully on this turn. May not be until next turn. And then our metals will probably start going back up again. Okay, they're deployed. So that's already basically out doing exploration, can start doing stuff. We're at the end of the road, so at this point you guys might as well start splaying out to cover things. And walk the end of the road without strategic movement. Move you, and then will you strategic move down to the end of the road? Yes. Nice. You can finish your crossing. Acquired Nocturnal Hill, which is +1 zone pop. Oh, that'll be nice. That'll make our city will start growing a little bit faster. It says +100, or it says 100 on the thing, but it says 1 zone pop, so I guess pop in the city must go in batches of 100 or something. Would make sense for that number. So we've done that batch, we did the eastern batch. So that is the unit movement for the turn. As I'm getting going with this section of the recording and stream, we're going a little faster as we go. We want more reconnaissance on hexes. I'm pretty sure I'd sent spies to you, so I don't know why we're not getting any feedback from those spies. I'm not going to send any more at this point. At this point, I want more reconnaissance on the unknown territories, please.
Yes, sir.
Both to complete that demand, to get our word score up, as well as to just have the reconnaissance to understand if there's any other minor factions out there, or is it just virgin territory as far as the eye can see. Okay, victory overview. Victory overview is basically saying at this point that if I do get the victory pact to sign with our southern Republican neighbors, Robespierre group down here, well, the people who own Robespierre, Mandela pacts, we can sign a victory pact with them, we will probably win the game, so we'll see if that happens anytime soon. That's going to come down to, does our diplomat here generate that for us in a reasonable amount of time? No, we don't have a scientific exchange with these guys. Let's sign that. Decent possibility of that succeeding, and it did. So we got a blackmailers should be happier, even if they're less happy because we're not accepting their blackmail or not giving them any money. They will be so surprised when we stab them in the back when we're ready for it. If we ever get ready for it. We might just win before that happens. I think right now, also in the war between the two majors, they're actually, to my understanding, I think losing. So our GDR tanks get attacked. They're GDR tanks, so they take it with pride and slap the guys back in the face, but... so we got another Fate Pack. You can see that we've now got a secret council going, so we're starting to get things like support factions, investigate leaders coming in, more spies, but no victory pact yet on the horizon. No, that did not give us... That plausibly means that there's actually someone on the free encampment there. Okay, so we can see that the metal went up pretty drastically last turn. That's because we finished construction over Industry 1. And next turn we should finish construction of that truck station 4. So decisions. Let's go ahead and quickly recruit one more leader to see if we can pick the best of 2. Looks like it will have to be a junior for this. Oh no, we can get a merc. We'll hire a merc. Mercs are usually better than juniors, in theory. Though they're a bit military focused, which is why we're not getting the best suitability rating here for a spy.
Affirmative.
We'll leave it on a balanced footing for spying. Marauders, I give full support, because I got the political points to spare. That wasn't enough for it to succeed, but at least we tried. Bastia. So High Mount's at 36, Minos is at 30, Bastia is at 31. We can probably tolerate a Bastia getting through. Accept cultural exchange or refuse cultural exchange. I will accept it. See no reason to say nay. We've done the movement over here, we've done the movement over here. Oh, we didn't quite finish the movement. We've got some more militia to move. These guys have basically moved. Oh, you can move a little more that way, so do that. We may need to build more roads, both on both the western fronts, relatively soon. And we are starting to see the potential for some resistance on the eastern front, as we've seen some non-aligned forces. These are probably bandits or something. Minor bandit groups. So, strategy cards. I'm actually somewhat surprised we didn't complete the demand. At 9 rounds. Reach 1636. We got 1583. How many spies. Maybe it's 3 when we get the territorial reveal. Get the proper recon on it. So we'll send another one there. I don't think we have any chance of more prospecting, really. What I will take, it's cheap enough, is we're going to need some high-tech parts soon. So I'm going to take the high-tech vault on our capital.
Roger that.
Because we'll be wanting those high-tech parts for various things we're going to build soon. And that's a pretty good investment of our free fate points. So to get future fate points, there's every area you go through, or every Zeitgeist area you go through will give you one. As well as you can roll these bad cards. You can play these bad cards to get fate points. At the moment, none of the things have really been worth rolling the bad stuff for to grab more fate cards. If the metal situation keeps going the way it does, which it looks like it will, with the truck station, I will probably go ahead and start archaeology, start a salvaging operation on this archaeological site next turn. And with that, we'll roll the turnover. Looks like another one of our cities decided that we need more water, because the civilian sector thinks that's a profitable process for them. We have bipedal cavalry trying to break out, causing us a little bit of losses in exchange for some of their losses. Okay, so we now have those hexes. We've met the demand. People now trust that I will keep my word, at least a little bit more than I used to. Try to destroy these guys. We've got them sort of encircled. There's no intent really stopping them from escaping from the northwest, but they don't know that, and they don't need to know that. We are definitely going to need to extend the road at this point. We've got enough industrial points that it shouldn't be a problem. How close do I want to hug the mountain? 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll do something like that. Not allow the guys up all the way at the top of the map to get properly supplied. And it might not be enough for going down further south on the map. But we got the southern road for that. We'll run a road that way, and we'll run a road like that. That should cover our supply situation in the south. Now we're up in the northeast again. We'll continue apace. Third unit is not quite in spot, but as we're moving eastward, it's actually narrowing the front, so we don't need to necessarily be quite in spot to make it work ideally the way we want it. And we're pushing forward on the east. Maybe getting to the point where it's actually worth building some support road out there, so let's go ahead and do that. Starting that sealed road going out east. Like so, to support the advance. I think we only need one road to support that advance, though. Strategic cards. I don't think we got anything that's going to be useful as far as international diplomacy. Quick exchange would imply no. Maybe worth rolling against these guys, but probably not. No, we got everything out. Miners, we haven't discovered any miners worth diplomacying with. I don't think we need anything with our leaders. So, other than the private investment, picking zone to private invest, this one. I think we're gonna have nothing here as well to do, yes. There's a bunch of stuff that would be maybe worth deploying if we had a bunch of fate points, but we don't, and I don't think it's worth doing the rolls to get those right now. They're expanding more ice mines. Do they think we need more water or something? Pretty sure our water is pretty cheap at this point in the international market. Yeah, water is so cheap that the international market will not buy water from me. They're just buying whatever the civilian department's selling to them at this point. Yeah. 1,700 simply lost. That's how bad our water oversupply situation is. And yet the civilians are like, more water, please. Sometimes I won't understand the civilians, but that's fine. The civilians can do what the civilians want to do. Then here, I'm going to go ahead and get us a recycling facility to harvest that scrap. I think that's the turn. So we're going to cycle the turn again. We're mainly, for the easy W, we're looking for the Victory Pact, which is basically just your diplomat rolling enough cards. For the harder one, it's basically very rapidly expanding to claim all the no man's land and all the people involved in the no man's land. 3 decisions. Use military force to enforce the contractual obligations, or do the democracy. Also, as I've been frequently almost Freudian slipping, do the diplomacy. Yes, just do the diplomacy. Do some more democracy. And Bastia wants to be even bigger. Bastia, I know you want to be big, but do you have the civilian stuff to support that? Maybe. Sure.
Roger that.
Bastia might not like me later, but, you know, for the moment they do. And our troops go marching onward into the void. Nice virgin land that we're claiming here. I'm actually somewhat surprised how devoid of people it is right now. Build some road there. Build some road there. Build some road there. Then it's time to move the eastern front. Okay. That's moving along swimmingly. If this free folk marauders don't maraud off in the other direction, they're going to get encircled and maybe destroyed on the next turn. The salvaging's coming along. No delays in its construction, which is good to see. I don't really have any more industrial capacity to build more roads, so that's where we're going to stop with construction there. Don't think we pulled anything that would be diplomacy useful. Don't need to send any more supplies for exploration purposes. And yeah, I think that's the turn. So we'll go ahead and cycle the turn. 5 more decisions. So there's our water soil recomposition being completed. We don't need that for water production, but we will want to complete that. So we wanted to complete that because that's one of the prerequisites for getting our metal soil filtration for metal from the soils.
Roger that.
The other one, we already have metal soil filtration discovered? We do. Well, then research that.
Order received.
I guess we must have discovered it somewhere. Charge off small arms. Now pick up the high-speed machine gun. We'll upgrade our machine guns. And the victory state is getting better. So we are officially at the point where if we do get that victory pact, we win the turn following we agree to it. It just comes down to, do we find it at this point and not would make us win. Apparently I'm on a group chat that's pinging a lot at the moment. And with that, the space between the northwest and the southwest forces has been cleared and explored, and there's no hostiles in the zone. Always good to know. Let's expand this road. We won't take it up into the hills, but taking it to the base of the hills, we'll let the infantry sort of do the exploration. Make sure there's no hostiles between us and our ally, or us and the neutral to the south. We want to go up and around the glacier. With the road. The salvaging is complete over here, so we'll start getting more of that next turn. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and start upgrading. I want to get those artifacts, if there are any good ones, sooner rather than later. And yeah, let's complete this encirclement and try to get rid of this unit, if we can. And we successfully get rid of it. And with that, it's no longer in the way of our road construction. So we should try to build out the road over here. To continue to get supplies to our troops moving forward. Yep, I think that's going well. That's the turn as far as movement is concerned. I don't think we have any good diplomacy stuff to do. I don't think there's any zone stuff I want to do. We will want to do private investment somewhere, so let's do it in the northeast. Let's check the mining overview, not the mining, prospecting overview. Prospecting overview is saying we have not found any potential places where there could be stuff, so we are back on the waiting for that. Roads are going well. We don't have the industrial capacity to build more industry. Well, we probably do have the industrial capacity to build more industry, but we don't have the metal. So we'll hold off on contemplating that. Because we could always just stall the advance of the troops for a bit to build up more industry, to have more speed going west or east, but temporarily I think we are better off going west or east and saving up metal. Because industry is very metal expensive. They attempted to attack us, They lost infantry, they lost tanks. Tanks are probably buggies, not real tanks. We lost 100 infantry in exchange. We got some GDR infantry, well, GDR quality infantry, which is nice. The guy going along the glacier is, well, as you might expect, the glaciers are cold, so he's not the fastest moving exploration assets, but he's doing his best. And we have hit the point where the border with the miner down here, that we have peace with, has come to an end. And it's more unaligned territory to his west. Given that, it might actually be worth trying to send spies there to get us an idea of what the shape of that area is. Secret Service Council isn't that important. We're going to give it like a 10% priority. Foreign Affairs could just win us the game, so we'll leave that at 20%. Command will leave at 20%. Model design is getting a little unimportant as well, so we'll take that down to 10%.
Yes, sir.
So obviously, the person in charge of the model command is not happy, and the person in charge of the Secret Service, because technically I just reduced their support, their budget, they're also not happy. Because I think they were sitting around 17%, and we dropped them to 10.
Roger that.
Let's do charged Goss small arms, because we might actually use that next time we upgrade the infantry. We'll keep the Syndic priests happy. That's the western exploration done. Did we do the eastern? I think we did the eastern already as well. Oh no, we haven't done the eastern.
Open fire! Open fire! Operation successful.
We managed to get some free folk tanks to surrender. It's always nice when that happens.
We're taking fire!
Due to the aggressiveness of our maneuver, we ran into some guys who apparently weren't very strong, because we eliminated them entirely. Interesting. Not every day you run into an enemy that weak on the march. So let's go ahead. We were thinking about sending some spies somewhere down here. Let's just send 6. Successfully deployed. That will be enough to give us recon on the entire zone. Gives the idea of the shape. We will need more road, because we always need more road. Over here, we probably want more road. It needs to continue its zigzag up and down, so we've got logistics for the guys up north. And here we'll need more road. Which is more industry than we have, so we can only go that far. So that's all the road we can build for the moment. You've moved. South's fine for the moment. How's the salvaging coming along? It is now moving. We didn't leave it with enough industrial capacity to actually make good progress on recycling too. Okay. And then one last check to make sure we haven't rolled a victory pack and I've just missed it. Nope. And we'll cycle the turn. The longer we go without that victory pack, the closer we're getting to just being able to win without it at this point. So, it's not the end of the world if we don't pull it. We will probably win this recording session, is my guess. One way or the other. That's the east sorted. We have militia leader learns some experience, so we'll pay for some more mercenaries to remove our militia. And yeah, we don't need to change that priority list. Priority balance. You continue exploration there. Drive along there. Probably not necessarily worth it to keep the GDR tank out here. Well, maybe it's worth keeping out here for fire support if we actually run into something. But actually trying to explore with it is maybe a bit futile, because there's not enough of it to actually explore the neighboring tiles. Basically just explores things by running into the tile, which isn't always the best way to explore tile. It's not just the best way to explore, it's probably actually the worst way to explore tile, but what works sometimes. What was the state of that actually spying down there? Okay, so the spying basically shows us the zone. Doesn't go very much west, right? So it only goes about that far west. Actually sort of just loops around the bottom of the minor. And other than the trade point here, which has a little bit of free money income, that doesn't really have any interesting zone, or interesting assets in it. 16,000 free poke in that place. Derelict device. Research bonus. Drop a private investment in the capital.
Order received.
I think I'm gonna cycle the turn. I'm gonna hold off on building road. Well, we're still really running ahead of those roads. Kind of getting the catch-22 of our troops need more industry to keep going forward, but I want the industry for other things as well. $1,800 to get spent there. Okay, that's not necessarily perfect, but I want to save enough to get the salvager complete, which if I leave that much industry in the bank, it should complete. And let's cycle that turn. Looking at the time, it appears to be about the length of the episode I want the episode to be, so I hope if you've been watching on this YouTube that you've been enjoying it. There'll be another part up tomorrow, because we're going to keep recording. Till either 4 hours happens, or, well, to be fair, I'll probably keep recording after I win. And we probably are going to win today, because it's basically coming down to RNG when we win at this point. So if you're watching, follow along, there'll be more parts in the future. How many more parts is maybe a bit RNG at this point. If I win due to the victory pact rather than winning outright, I'll probably continue after the victory pact, just to see how many turns it would take to win without the victory pact. But until then, I hope you all be enjoying it. See you in the next episode.